Hey everybody, it's Ignited Cody, and you're looking at Kentucky 72 in Harlan County. Highway 72 is divided into two sections. The western section in Liggett County, accessed off of 119, and the eastern section in Harlan County, accessed off of the 421 bypass. The eastern section in Harlan County is also known as the 1932 Yancy Mine Disaster Memorial Highway. We'll tell you a little bit more about that later, but what we're going to do is we're going to go to the end of the road, because both sections of Highway 72, the one in Liggett County, the western section, and the eastern section in Harlan County, they both dead end, and they're both about 8 miles long. So we're going to go to the end of the road, which ends in Harlan. The end of the eastern section ends in Liggett, Kentucky. Come on, go with us. Well, folks, we are at the end of the road. You're looking at the Liggett Baptist Church, and it is literally right at the end of Kentucky 72 in Harlan County. There's another stretch of this road, like I said, in Liggett County, and they both dead end. Kentucky 72 in Harlan County is also known as the 1932 Yancy Mine Disaster Memorial Highway. That's because just a few miles right through there, back up 72, a few miles down there, back out of 72, is Yancy, where in 1932, on a December morning, about 11 o'clock, an explosion killed 23 miners. 6 of those miners was the Massengill brothers. If you're history buffs like I am, you might know the story of the Fighting Sullivans, the 5 brothers that was killed on one ship in 1942, I think it was, in World War II. Well, there were 6 of them killed in the Yancy mine disaster, right over that mountain. Terrible thing if you think about that. That one morning, a whole family was wiped out. As you see, they're mining up here, or they did mine up here. This mine's closed and idled now, but they still have a guard sometimes up here, and sometimes they don't. Over there, as you can see, the tipple and the belt. We'll get a closer look at that. But let's go up here and look into Liggett Cemetery. Yeah, I think it's really neat to find a cemetery basically in a church house yard. That's very European to me, you know. I like that. You know, you see a lot of that in movies, but in real life you don't see it so much unless it's somewhere in Europe, you know, or up in the northeast, New England states. Beautiful church. That's the Liggett Baptist Church. Liggett was a thriving mining community for many years, but it's just almost non-existent now. Okay, I'm going to pause this and go up here, because if I fall on my face there, we don't need any witnesses, do we? Oh my goodness, this cemetery is very old. And as you can see, some graves, a lot of graves, are just marked with rocks. And the ones I can read the dates on goes back to the 1930s, 40s. Looks like a fellowship hall to the church right there. There's the church. See right here. Excuse me. This is actually a grave. God knows who's there. And you'll come up on stuff like this with a more modern marker. This one's dated 1917. Goes way up that tree line. It's beautiful. (1921). I don't know that they've had any recent burials here. Look back out through here, there's the mines. If you can see that. There. That should help. There's some mining equipment. I wonder how many of these folks in here has died in the mines, if any. And right there is the end of the road. And from what I've seen on the maps, somewhere over that mountain there, Kentucky 72 picks up again in a separate section. I imagine they planned to connect them at some point in time, but never got around to it, or found out the terrain was too rough. Like I said, where we're at now, we're not far from Yancy, where those 32 miners, 23 miners was killed in 1932. That's a little unusual. You reverse them. You reverse the year and you got the number of miners killed. You reverse the number of miners killed and you got the year. Like I said, 6 brothers killed in the mines that day. We're at the head of what I'd say they'd call the head of Liggett Holler. Hey guys, if you got history on this place, you got stories about it, you know more about it than I do, post in the comments. It's really hard to gather history and information on places like this. These little mining camps and stuff, they just disappear like dust in the wind. And once all the old timers that knew anything about them's gone, they're gone. There's not a lot of written history. I mean, you just Google around and see what you can find. There's a little, but there's not a lot. I hate to see the stories and the history just completely die out. So any information anybody posts is welcomed. There's a creek running over there, if you can hear that. This is just beautiful. I hear the crows and birds. This is just a beautiful place to spend eternity. Let's walk back down here and get a little video of that mines. Like I said, that mines is closed, but looks like it may not be closed permanently. I drove up through here the other day and it was almost dark. I couldn't do any video, and there was actually a guard in that guard shack down there. It bothers me to see these monuments turn over like this. I mean, somebody put this one here it's upside down, but they put it here in 1937. And this part was supposed to sit on top of that part, and it's fell off. Folks, this is one of the nicest places I've visited in a while. Just listen to that. It is so serene and peaceful. Well, let's go back down the hill here, and for the same reason I paused the video coming up the hill, I'll pause it going down the hill. Because it's just not nice to having witnesses to falling on your butt. Isn't this a beautiful church? I mean, it looks like a postcard. I hope my video does it justice to the spot it's in. Got the water running. Got one behind it and one in front of it here. I hope my video does justice to that. That is beautiful. It's been a while since they've run the train over that, I can tell. Well, let's go take a look at the mines. Coming into the mines. Right there. Can you see that up there? There's that sun in the wrong spot again. Let's see. Right there. See, track runs right under it, floating. Isn't that something? There's the guard shack, which, like I said the other day, was manned. I seen a truck go by here a few minutes ago with an extremely nice man in it. And there comes my two new friends. I've done met them one time and they was safe. I hope they're safe now. Now come on, boys. Don't make me pause the video. It looked like I paused it and had to run off or something. You locked me a minute ago. Can I turn my back on you? I think I can. I think you're both really nice guys. Anyway, there's the road behind my two friends, and God, I hope they're my friends. Right there, that's 72. And see, it just dead ends here, goes right into the mines. Right there, let's see. Sorry for the focus problems and the sun problems. And the gate's open, so see, there's somebody back there right now, I do believe. I guess he's checking on things. Probably the guy, I think. Well, folks, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, share it on Facebook, share it with your friends, comment on it, especially if you got any stories about places like Liggett. You're appreciated. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, friends.